The big news in the hockey world today is Dominic Ducharme has been fired, the head coach of Montreal, and Marty St. Louis has been hired. And it sounds as if the connection is Jeff Gorton in Marty St. Louis. Obviously, when Gorton was in New York, and he would have been a part of that team when Marty St. Louis got there. And I believe Marty had been living in the New York area and became pretty close friends with Gorton. I think their kids may have played hockey together. And what's interesting, and what will be interesting about this, is Kent Hughes, the new GM, is going to have to come out and explain it. Meanwhile, it's Gorton that likely told him this is what we're doing.
Yeah, but I agree. Like, people are pointing that out. Like, my point before is, like, does he have any coaching experience other than coaching his kids?
No.
You can't just show up and go, yeah, I'm going to be the coach. Like, I know you have a relationship with Gorton because of New York. He was a player. He wasn't
I got to be
helping
honest
with the special teams behind the scenes and stuff. Like, that's the perplexing thing for me. You know what? Like, I already know behind the scenes, like, Jerome McGinley is an up-and-coming coach if he wants to be. He's coaching his son out in Kelowna. He's a great hockey mind. We all know what he is as a player. But if I called Jerome today and be like, you're going to take over Montreal, like, well, I probably want to work my way up and get a little bit more experience. Like, that's my whole question about that. I'm not talking about relationships. I'm sure Gorton and St. Louis are close friends. I'm sure he knows that Marty's a great hockey mind. And people are pointing out, I saw Raycroft point out his legs on Twitter and, you chirp about it. Great. A lot of people work hard in the NHL. What has that got to do with what he's
Nothing.
going to, how he's going to coach that team?
He can speak French, which is necessary. Like, the fact is the Habs are different than every other team in the league. You need someone that's bilingual. Maybe Gorton is thinking, I put St. Louis in there, and St. Louis is going to give me an honest assessment of what's going on, right? Like, now you got to be careful. Marty can't be a mole. The players can't look at him and say, you're just going to run to the, president with anything that happens in the room. What happens in the room should stay in the room to an extent. I mean, there is an understanding that the coach and the management team are going to work together. But, I don't know. I guess Marty St. Louis will have a presser tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to seeing his response. And he's clearly an upbeat guy, and he's willing to take this on. But it's also a weird challenge for Marty St. Louis because the team isn't going anywhere. Like, you're not taking over for a team that's just been – underperforming, but 3 points out of the playoffs, and you're like, get them going, and you make the playoffs, and who knows what happens. The team's a mess, and Carey Price isn't coming back anytime soon, and these injuries are piling up, and after the trade deadline, they're probably going to be worse once they unload guys.